welcome back to our final segment of Blue Collar Sports today. It is Tuesday, March 26th, down here in Boise, Idaho, in the Pulse Radio Studio at Boise State University. It's our 108th show ever.
Crazy.
About to get to 110. Gets crazier and crazier every time we do a show, every time we hear one. But been a great show so far. It's been all hoops today because that's kind of the time of year it is. Speaking of favorite time of the year this year.
Okay,
Sun's
yeah.
coming out. Masters is coming up, which I cannot wait for. I just a heads up when that Masters Thursday hits, we're gonna be watching it right here all show. But that's coming up. Baseball season is upon us. It starts Thursday. Can't wait for that. This is my favorite time of the year. And of course, like I said, it's been an all hoops show. We got March Madness and the NBA playoffs right around the corner. It's
Absolutely.
been awesome.
The AAF is going too, Seth.
I did see Johnny Manziel playing in it.
Yes, absolutely. Johnny Manziel is with the Memphis Express, as some news is say. He looked pretty decent. And the biggest thing, though, these quarterbacks are mic'd up during the games. I don't know if you saw the clip, but very interesting. We should have seen Johnny Manziel mic'd up at Texas A&M his entire career.
Imagine.
That would have been fantastic stuff. But that's something that I like that the AAF is doing. They need a little bit more popularity. They're bringing in big stars like Johnny, getting them mic'd up. I believe they should go after guys like Colin Kaepernick who have an image and bring guys to.
Go after Colin.
I believe they did, but he didn't want to do it for the money or something like that. I don't know why he wouldn't because he's not doing anything right now. But Johnny Manziel has been a great addition. He isn't their starter, but I believe he will improve his playing time as he gets used to the game. And it's fun to see him play football again.
Yeah, I did hear a little clip from Johnny talking some smack, and can't imagine what he was saying to Texas A&M. But I'd love to see that. But it is good to see that. I haven't watched the AAF. Have you been tracking it?
Not as much the first couple of weeks. They really kicked off, but I will be coming up as it's kind of near the playoffs. The teams are kind of playing each other now, but it's getting very close, and we're seeing some of the better teams take off. The Birmingham Iron haven't been the dominant team I thought they were. They've kind of dropped recently, but it's very even, and any team can win right now.
Yeah, it's. Gotta love this time of year. Gotta love much. I'm not quite watching a lot of football right now.
Right.
But lots of good stuff going on in the sports world. Big time news, though, in the NFL world. Rob Gronkowski, we've talked about on the show a little bit how what we predicted, has officially retired from the NFL. Did it via Instagram with a post. If you go check that out. Great heartfelt message on there. But he is officially retired. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, we kind of talked about this before the Super Bowl. It's been kind of rumored the entire season that this would be his last year. And I'm not surprised that he retired now. He's going out on top as a Super Bowl champion. I believe he's the best tight end I've ever seen. So best tight end of all time. He's one of the best pass catching tight ends, one of the best blocking tight ends that we've ever seen. And he's going to leave his mark with the Patriots. And I'm not surprised by his retirement. I believe he could go have success anywhere else in the entertainment side of stuff. He could be a WWE guy. He could be movies. He could do anything he wants. I even saw on the updated broadcast list who's going to be the next guy to replace Jason Wynn. Rob Gronkowski's up there as a top 5 guy. I don't know if that's going to happen. Don't know if we want to see that happen. But it would be very entertaining to say the least. But I'm not surprised that he's retiring. I wouldn't rule out a comeback, though. I really wouldn't. I know his body's been breaking down, been injured the past couple of years off and on. But if the Patriots are a great team once again, which they will be, I could see him kind of coming late in the season in being a big addition to this Patriots team and helping him get over a hump once again. So I wouldn't really rule out any comeback just of yet. But if the situation is right, I do believe Gronk could come back. But right now, I believe it is the best interest for him to retire.
It's a big blow to the Patriots, that's for sure. But congrats to Rob Gronkowski. What an incredible career. And I've said it. I figured he was going to retire. He just won a Super Bowl, had one of the biggest plays in the game. And this is a guy, you've seen the videos, you've heard the interviews about Gronkowski. It's a guy that he doesn't need football to enjoy life, and he has plenty of fun in the offseason. He likes his parties. He likes having a good time. So I think he wants to enjoy that side of his life while he's young, while he still can. So I understand it completely. Do you think he's the greatest tight end of all time?
To me, I believe he is. He's the most impactful tight end I've ever seen. The Patriots wouldn't have won the Super Bowl without him. He made a catch against Kansas City. He made incredible plays against the Rams in the Super Bowl. They would not have won the Super Bowl without him. He is the most physical, athletic tight end I've ever seen. I haven't seen someone his size been able to do what he can do. And so I do believe he is the best tight end of all time. He's won his Super Bowls. He hasn't had the longest career as a tight end, but that's because his short career's gone all out every single time, and he's made his impact that way. And I believe his numbers are fantastic when he is played, and I believe Gronk is my top tight end of all time.
Yeah, I've definitely never seen a tight end make an impact quite like Gronk. I think the only one that's really up there maybe Tony Gonzalez,
He'd be up there.
Kellen Winslow, guys like that. But I do think Gronk, in terms of a dominant perspective, and of course you could look at his receiving, his touchdowns, but you look at his blocking too. He's one of the most underrated blocking tight ends I've ever seen. So Gronk, hats off to an incredible career. But definitely go enjoy your time now. Go enjoy your offseason. I'm sure he is. We know Gronk likes to have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
So, going to be a blow to the Patriots, but I think it was the right timing. Gronk is done. Other big-time news with retirement as well. This one I feel a little bit differently about, but this comes from the fighting world. Conor McGregor also, via social media, says that he is done fighting and retiring from sport formerly known as mixed martial arts, is how he said it. But what are your thoughts on this? Do you actually believe McGregor's done fighting?
I don't buy it at all. I can't see McGregor not fighting ever again. We have to see him at least one more time. He has had some tough matchups the last couple of fights, though, losing to McGregor or Mayweather, and then losing to Khabib in the UFC. It hasn't been the best for him, but money-wise it has been. But that's why he is possibly retiring. Because of that, he knows he's not going to make the kind of money he wants with the UFC. If they're not going to give it to him, he's not going to continue doing what he's doing. And I could understand that from his side. He did mention it's mixed martial arts. I could actually see him go into the boxing world, trying to improve on that. And I don't know if he'll fight Mayweather again, but he could fight some big-time boxers because he's going to make a lot more money that way. It's not going to be as fun to watch because UFC is a lot more fun to me. But McGregor, I believe he will come back, though, and fight one more time in the UFC. We have to see it. I think it's just he has these antics every once in a while that kind of come out of nowhere, and you don't know where his head is at. But I think he'll come 360 back into his right mind, and he will fight once again in the UFC against one of the better fighters. But he will come back. I believe I don't know what's going on with his camp, but his retirement, I think, will be short-term, and he'll be back.
I do believe he'll be back. I do want to say this about McGregor, though. I've never been a fan of Conor McGregor. And I think this retirement boils down to him making a lot of money. And I think early on, I didn't mind McGregor in the early stages because I saw him as a competitor. I saw his trash talk and his antics. I saw him doing that because he truly wanted to win. And he was a competitor, and he didn't care about the money. But then the money started coming around, and I think he kind of changed in that sense, and that once he got that money, then it became about the money, and it became about the show. It became about putting on a performance, and that's what worries me about this move. Is I think it's staged. I think he's going to come back. It's going to be all some big scenes similar to what we see in the WWE, and that's not what I want from UFC, and that's what worries me with Conor McGregor. But I think he's all about the money now, and he's not a guy that just truly cares about winning anymore. And in some of these young fighters, I think that's what I saw from Khabib. And I understand that once you start getting that money, it can change your perspective and change your actions. And I think that's what happened with Conor McGregor. And I think this is just another tipping point for that. I think he's going to continue to do stuff like this, but I do think he will be back in fighting. I wouldn't mind to see him retire, to be honest.
UFC needs him,
I'm ready
though.
to move on. UFC does. I'm sure Dana White would welcome him with open arms at any point, and I'm sure that's what's going to happen. But I personally would not mind not seeing Conor McGregor fight again.
No, we absolutely need him back in the UFC, the Octagon, because if not, then it's going to go downhill from right now. We need these type of people that are just different. These personalities that we haven't seen before. McGregor is one of those. We need him in that sport. If he's gone, then it's going to be downhill from now. They are doing pretty good with ESPN. They moved over from Fox. That's been working out for them. But need McGregor to come back, and I believe he will. But like you said, he's been kind of putting it as more of a show. And if he does that, I don't know if he's not going to be the dominant fighter that he was. I believe if he makes it about the show, he will probably lose once again, and then after that really retire. So we'll see.
more UFC news as well. I want to ask you about T.J. Dillashaw. He removed his title himself, but he has been tested positive. I don't believe it's been come out what he's tested positive for, but that's kind of under investigation right now. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, TJ is one of my favorite fighters. These guys can get caught with anything. I don't know exactly what it is. We'll see what happens, exactly what it was. But he doesn't believe it was the right thing to do, that he was tested positive for something. These fighters put a lot on their body, put a lot of stress on them, so they need whatever they could do to be 100%. So I don't have a problem with it, but I'm glad that he was willing to give up his belt for some of these other fighters to fight as he is suspended for a little while.
Well, before we wrap up today's show, as we are getting closer to 4 o'clock, baseball is back on Thursday. We're going to talk more about that on Thursday. But MLB will start Thursday. There have been 2 games played in Japan. And the Seattle Mariners, my Seattle Mariners, are 2-0, best record in baseball right now, going 162-0. They actually open up Thursday night. They open up opening night in Safeco, playing against the Boston Red Sox. But opening day will be going on all throughout the day. Baseball is back. Biggest news so far is kind of the whole reason they went down to Japan to play these 2 regular season games against the Oakland Athletics. For Ichiro to have a great retirement, retired in front of his hometown fans, where he is really a king down there in Japan.
Absolutely.
So hats off to Ichiro for an incredible career, one of my all-time favorites without a doubt. Loves watching him play. It's hard to see him go, but go enjoy your retirement.
Yeah, absolutely. Hats off to Ichiro. Great career, and there's no better way to go out the way he did, winning 2 games in front of his home fans. That he's big time over there. I don't think any of us realize how big he is over there in Japan. But it was great to see them get the wins for him. And your Seattle Mariners are number 1, and probably the only time for a while that they're going to be number 1 in the MLB. So have fun as you can right now, because I don't know if we'll see that for much longer. Hopefully we do.
I've been enjoying every second of it, that's for sure.
Enjoy it up. But come Thursday when the season starts, we're going to see the action back together. These free agents have finally signed with teams, and now we're going to see these guys at new places really take off. And we didn't really talk about, but Mike Trout. What are your thoughts on that?
That is great that Mike Trout signing I believe it was $430 million.
$100 million more than Bryce.
$100 million more than Bryce. Biggest contract I believe we've seen in sports.
Yeah.
Remarkable contract from Mike Trout from the Angels. I was surprised a little bit, but I understand. I think the Angels were very nervous once they heard Bryce Harper even bring up Mike Trout's name. And he's an upcoming free agent, so they were willing to give him anything. I mean, of course, Mike Trout's going to take that deal. It's a huge deal. I just hope that we get to see him. I mean, I don't like the Angels necessarily because they're in the Seattle Mariners division, obviously AL West, but I do want to see Mike Trout compete at the highest stage in the playoffs, and we really have yet to see that. So, and I don't know, with this amount of money in LA, it's going to be tough for them to draw in other players, spend money on other players. I don't know if we're ever really going to get an opportunity, but I hope we do get a chance to see Trout play on the biggest stage. Yeah, it's a great deal for Mike Trout, of course, being the highest paid player in America, probably in any sport right now. But then for the Angels side, I want to give up all this money for one player. I need a team that will build upon other guys like the Boston Red Sox are doing. Houston Astros are doing that too. And because of that, I don't see the Angels really winning much. But Mike Trout did come out saying he wants to bring a championship to Anaheim, and hopefully something like that can happen. But obviously a huge deal for Mike Trout. Once they heard his name with Bryce Harper, they went right to negotiations, and we're going to get a deal done. And I like that with $100 million more than Bryce. Bryce Harper's been waiting all summer or all winter to get a deal. Mike Trout, it probably took 2 days, and they got $100 million more out of it. So pretty cool to see that. Yeah, pretty remarkable. You will see him in action Thursday on opening day. Going to be great stuff. You will also see us in action Thursday, Blue Collar Sports down here, as we will go, of course, like we always do, from 2 to 4 p.m. On Thursday. It's going to be a great show. Going to still talk lots of hoops, lots of predictions for March Madness again, as we'll cover that, as that also picks back up Thursday. But in the meantime, there's still good NBA hoops going on. Bucks, Rockets tonight. Good stuff there. Lots of good stuff going on, but you'll see us right back here Thursday. Anything else you want to add, Trev? Yeah, it's been great to be back from spring break. We're going to have a great last month of Blue Collar Sports, and it's a great show today. That's a wrap on 108. We'll see you Thursday at 2 o'clock for show 109. It's been Blue Collar Sports.